Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. As usual for me, this is taken from a double up game. Joining me here is JWPL Grillo. Once again, I'm sorry that I pulled Grillo into this lobby with people who are mostly in Diamond rating. But in this game, we're going to be taking a look at another team composition I haven't really featured much here in Set 12. That is a Multistriker team composition featuring Hecarim as the featured unit. Hecarim has emerged as one of the strongest units in this patch, and he is a really good unit, both as a trait bot, because he has 3 traits, and then also as a carry in his own right. The biggest thing holding back him from taking over the patch is he's so popular, he's fits into so many team compositions that it's a bit difficult to try to 3-star him. Alright, out of the options here, we were going for gold subscription. We don't get that. Instead, we end up getting ascending augments. First augment will be silver, second will be gold, third will be prismatic. You might say that this one is not so bad. I suppose it's not quite as bad as some of the other portals. I don't like this one though, because if you've watched my channel, you know I really don't like it when the third augment is prismatic. That's because if you get a bad augment for that last one, it can really throw your game off, like really throw your game off if that final augment is prismatic and you just roll stuff that doesn't fit your board at all. Alright, so out of the gate here, I didn't have anything in particular to play. I was actually thinking of potentially going into Portal with this setup because I did have the initial Galio drop plus a Jace plus a Zoe here. Anytime you get 3 immediate Portal champs, it's a good option to go into. I think the previous video I posted to YouTube was a Portal video. I haven't spent a ton of time playing Portal. I'm trying to get a little bit better at it because it is one of the stronger team compositions. It's been pretty solidly good throughout this set so far. But then I end up getting this. Notice what I have here. I got an early Hecarim drop. I also have an Akali, and then I have double Jaxes here. I was like, this looks like a potential Multistriker opener, just based on all the stuff that I have here. So I was like, okay, I think I can head in that direction. I also even have a champion duplicator. It's the lesser champion duplicator, but that's fine. That would make it easier to try to hit one of these. Hit like a potential 3-star. And there's an Ashe in my store as well. I was like, okay, that's 4 Multistrikers here immediately out of the gate. I think it wouldn't be such a bad thing to try to play into this, and I could try to play a team composition based around the Hecarim. So that's the thinking. We're going to try to go for Hecarim as our featured unit and go into a Multistriker board. Now I'm looking at the different options here. I'm going to end up taking Component Buffet so that whenever I get an item, it turns into a component here. And the reason for taking this is I just didn't really like the other options here, and I also thought it would be a good idea to try and make Hecarim's top items. Basically, the main items Hecarim wants are Sterix is really good on him. And by the way, I get another Ashe sent over from Grillo, so I can look to go ahead and play some additional units. But I can also get to 10 gold by staying here. I was like, you know what? I think I'll just stay here at the 10 gold. Instead, I don't think that my board is strong enough to win streak, so instead I'll just stay here at level 3. Except that I'm probably losing these rounds and try to get some additional econ, which is not my typical play style. I like to try to play from ahead, but I can see this board is not likely to win streak. It's 3 1-stars. Like, that is not going to be strong at all. So just sit at 10 gold, except that you're probably losing some of these rounds, and looks like it's going to have to be lost streak for the early game. Anyways, I was saying the reason why I wanted the Component Buffet is I didn't really like any of the other options that much, and I figured maybe I can try to make perfect items for Hecarim, or items that are really good on him. Sterix Gauge is quite nice on him. It's good. Of course, it always tends to be good on melee frontliners. But I think that it'll be a pretty solid choice here in this game. And we might as well play the Kassadin over the Jax. He's a slightly better unit. But you can see I have, what is it? I have Jax pair, Ashe pair. I do have quite a few Multistrikers, but I haven't really hit any 2-stars. The other problem is the items aren't quite what I'm looking for. So I'd like to get a Sterix, I'd like to get a Bloodthirster, and then I'd like to get either a Titan's Resolve or a Quicksilver Sash for the Hecarim. All of those are good items. Again, this is standard for frontline AD frontline melee units, is you need some tankiness. I do have the bow, which could be half of a Titan's. The problem is I would like to hold the bow for a potential Rageblade or Red buff, because I'm going to need that. I want to play into Callista if I'm playing this, and she really needs Rageblade, or else she's like not even a unit if she doesn't have that. Anyway, I'm not winning these rounds. I know I'm not strong right now. This is not a surprise. I expected that I would lose some of these rounds. I mean, I guess I could put Ashe on the board, but that's not really going to do that much. One thing I do think is the Multistriker board is one that tends to come online in kind of the mid game to the end game. It's not very strong in the early game. So I think it's better to play this board like something else as a transition board into this. And there's a number of different options that you can do like that. So for example, you could play maybe like 3 Multistrikers with Ashe 2-star, and then play like some other Eldritch units around that. And that can maybe get you through the early game. But I wasn't super familiar with this board. I just didn't have a lot of familiarity with it. So I was trying to and I was hitting a lot of Multistriker units. I want to be clear, I am hitting a lot of them. I'm just not hitting them as 2-stars. As I said, I have Ashe pair, Jax pair. I have the early Hecarim. I have a Kali, etc. I have the early Kassadins. Like, I have some pieces to play this, but I'm just not quite getting them all together here, which is why I'm continuing to lose these rounds. At least some of the rounds haven't been that bad. I also did consider selling a Jax or an Ashe to get to 20 gold, but I ultimately left it there. I spent 1 gold to buy a Poppy and send it over to Grillo because he had 2 out of 3 Poppies, and that would make Poppy 2-star. We are both losing here in the early game, which is, again, not what we want. Still, there is some benefit to losing in this game. This game does need to have some catch-up mechanics, and look what's on this carousel. There is a spatula on this carousel, and Grillo actually has first pick, so he's going to go ahead and grab the spatula. I probably would have grabbed the spatula if I had a choice too. Now, I was not happy about one thing on this carousel, and that's because I wanted the sword. I wanted to try to make a Sterix for my Hecarim. But no, I'm second pick on the carousel and the sword gets taken. I'm like, there's literally a spatula here, so someone's going to take that first. And then there's 1 sword and I'm second pick and I still don't get it. Like, are you kidding me? But no, I still did not get it. And again, the hilarity of my board continues. I'll go ahead and use this charm, but I don't really find anything there. So again, I have Jax pair, I have Ashe pair, I have Kassadin pair, and I have these items that I still can't use, despite the fact that I took an augment that gives me the option to pick items out of a component anvil. I still can't use these. So I was like, oh my god, this is not the opener I want here. I mean, I could level to 5, and that would allow me to put in 5 Multistrikers, but again, I have all 1-star units. What is that going to do? I suppose I could pick up the Poppies, and like I could play a Poppy 2-star for Bastion trait together with my Hecarim, I guess, but that still doesn't feel that strong. It's also unfortunate that some of these other players are playing some of the Multistriker units as well, because like I get absolutely run over by this team that actually has like real units. So it's not the opener I want. I'm lost streaking through here. We're actually losing quite a bit of health on our boards, and it's not really a good situation. As I said, I like to play from ahead in these games. I do not like trying to play from behind because you can just bleed out so much health. It gets pretty awkward. All right, now I'm finally starting to hit a little bit more. I've hit the 2-star Kassadin. That's going to help. Now, I could potentially put some items on Kassadin. I think if I were to do this game over again, I might have tried to put more items on Kassadin, because with the way that you now get item removers on every minion stage, it's really easy to pop items off units. So maybe I could have tried to play some of these items. Like I could definitely put like a Rage Blade on Kassadin. Back in the day when he was really popular, people would put Rage Blade on him. So, you could do like Rage Blade, Quicksilver Sash, and then he could later give the Rage Blade over to a Callista and the QSS over to Hecarim or something like that. But Kassadin's not an especially strong unit in this particular patch, but I could have put items on him and had him be the carry while waiting for more Hecarims to show up. I think I would have done that if I were to do this again. Anyway, we're definitely looking a little bit stronger right now. Shen is an important unit to find on this board because he's going to put Bastion trait in, give everybody a little of additional armor and magic resistance. He's also going to put Pyro trait in as well, together with the Akali, and that allows us to start getting some cinders. We got 1 cinder for that round. Okay, not going to do a whole lot to start, but that will help as we get some kills. We will get some additional pyro stacks. And again, the rule is every 4 cinders, you get 2% attack speed for the team. It's something like that. But it's stacking attack speed for the team. The pyro units get additional attack speed. But we don't really care about Akali or Shen. We just want to pick up some additional cinders so the whole team gets team-wide. If I can get up to like 15% attack speed for the whole team by the end of the game, that would be pretty nice. But I need to get that in early so I can start stacking it up. All right, so we're going to get component anvils instead of components here. So we'll definitely get some of them. I also get multiple Vexes, which is not going to help me, but does get me to 50 gold. So I am pretty rich as a result of this full loss streak here. So I can definitely go ahead and level to 5. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then now I'm really looking for swords. It's like, okay, can I find a sword? Okay, well, that's not there. I was like, boy. Do I want the vest? I could do Titans. And then again, no swords. I'm like, what is this? Still no swords? Are you kidding me? Alrighty, well, I'll put the Ashe on the board. And we do want one Rage Blade, so I'll put this on her. Again, I think if I were to do this again, I'd put this on the Kassadin because Ashe 1-star is not going to do anything. And then I can potentially look to make some stuff out of these items. I was like, geez. I mean, do I want to make a tank item? I guess. I could do like Steadfast Heart or something. You can see my board is still not doing very well. I mean, we kill, what, 1 unit? But the problem is that board has taken AFK, and that board is also going to play into Multistrikers. So that board is really rich, and you can see it's a lot stronger than me, and it's playing the same team composition. So that's like... not what we're looking for there. Definitely not what we're looking for there. I still have all these pairs. I now have Hecarim pair. And by the way, it's time for another augment. So let's see what we can get here. We knew this one would be gold. I don't think it's Ascension. Clockwork Accelerator, maybe. Epoch. That's always a good choice. This has been an overtuned augment for the entire set. We're going to get some free XP, and then we'll also get some free rerolls. So I'll go ahead and put the Jax on the board. And this should be better. Now I have like the core of this comp in place. 5 Multistriker, 2 Pyro, 2 Bastion. And like this is kind of the core of the setup. Later on, you can have the option to replace some of the weaker early game Multistrikers with better Multistrikers. So like later on in the game, we could try to get... Obviously, we want Callista later on. She's the 4-cost Multistriker. And then we'd also like to get Camille, the 5-cost Multistriker in here. So like eventually we could potentially take out the Ashe and maybe the Kassadin and replace them. And that would still maintain 5 Multistriker while letting me play other good units. But alternately, I could also try to just go up to 7 Multistriker as well. It can be pretty nice because it is a big spike to get from 7 to 5. My past self is highlighting what the trait does. I'll just read it here. Multistriker's attacks have a chance to strike an additional 2 times. Is that there? Yes, Multistriker's attacks have a chance to trigger 2 extra attacks. And the higher you get into the trait, the more the benefit is. At Multistriker 3, it's only 30%. At Multistriker 5, it's 60%. So that goes up by a lot. And then Multistriker 7 is only 70%. That's not a big increase. But they gain 3% heal. Heal for 3% of your max health on every attack. And that is quite nice. All right, so we're definitely getting a little bit stronger there. But again, the problem is I'm still not quite there yet. I still have not quite hit. I still have a Hecarim pair. I still have the Jax pair. I have an extra Kassadin that I'm just holding on to here. I still have these items on my bench. I am still trying to make items for Hecarim, but I am still not able to get them because I really need at least 1 sword so I can make Sterix. I really want to make Sterix and Bloodthirster, which requires 2 swords. But at the moment, I have not been able to get even 1 sword, despite the fact that I took this Component Anvil Silver Augment. All right, still, I am starting to get a little bit stronger. Again, this board, the Multistriker board, it's very similar to Challengers from some of the earlier sets. And Challenger boards were always very swingy. If you're strong enough, then you like kind of run over the enemy team very quickly. But if you're not strong enough, you like don't do enough damage to get over the hump and just you die very quickly yourself because these boards are put out a lot of damage, but they're very fragile on their own. Anyway, I've lost enough rounds that now I am actually first pick so I can get this stupid sword. There are some 4 costs on the carousel, but I don't need like a Nasus or a Tarek this game. I just need a stupid sword. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that, and now I can finally look to make a Sterix. And now I really want another one so I can make a Bloodthirster as well. That's the hope anyway. But I'm also almost level 7, and then I can finally start rerolling. If I could just get Hecarim 2-star, it really would make a big difference here. I've been on 2 out of 3 for ages now. Well, I got 1 on the initial minion drop. I have not had another one show up the whole game. Grillo sent me an additional one. And it's also nice that the item was actually on an Akali, so that gets me an Akali pair. So now we have Jax pair, Akali pair, Hecarim pair, and the only Multistrikers we've actually 2-starred. There we go, and there's going to be the Akali. As we also do the gift round for Grillo. All right, so I get a bit of good luck there. I find an early Tom Kench, which is quite nice. Now I can play him on the board, and that'll get Arcana trait in, which is going to be very helpful here. I'm really rolling here just to see if I can find 1 more Hecarim. I really want 1 more Hecarim. Well, I don't find that, but I do find a 2-star Shen. So I was like, okay, Shen, I can put tank items on him. Let's go ahead and try to put... I think I end up putting something on him here. I still really want that 1 more Hecarim. I just need 1 more for Hecarim 2-star. So we can see about that. But now this board, as you can see, already has a 2-star Hecarim of their own. They're playing like a Fairy Warriors Multistriker board over there. And do we have enough to try to get through this enemy Hecarim? It's hitting pretty hard. I'll get a nice CC there from Tom Kench. If we can get through the enemy Hecarim, we can actually beat this board. But yeah, there we go. And it looks like Ash with the Rage Blade actually got it done there. So yeah, Rage Blade operating for the win. So I get my first win of the game. I lost the first 8 rounds of the game. And we're all the way down at 48 HP, which I was definitely freaking out a little bit about. Was definitely freaking out a bit about that while we were playing this game. But hopefully I'm getting close to stabilizing. I think if I could hit 2-star Hecarim, I'd be a bit more stable. And then I'm going to get a component anvil here. I want a sword. Again, I don't get a sword. What is with this game? This is insane how I cannot pull a sword here. But we're also going to get this. I'm not finding the Hecarims, but guess what? Grillo is finding the Hecarims. And he's going to send me a 2-star Hecarim. So alrighty then. And I was like, you know what? Do we just make the Quicksilver Sash? Fine, we'll just make the Quicksilver Sash. It is a good item on Hecarim over there. So now I have 2-star Hecarim, and that is going to make a big difference on this board, because again, he's the one I'm itemizing. And now I really would like to get still really would like to get a Bloodthirster for his last item. It's just insane. I think I've had 4 component anvils, and not a single one of them has had a sword on it. Every single component anvil is 50-50 odds to have a component you want, because there are 8 total components, not counting spatulas and frying pans. There's 8 total components, and 4 of them pop up. So half of them appear every single time you pull a component anvil. And wow, I actually won that round going away. What a big difference having the 2-star Hecarim made. Yeah, definitely seemed to make a big difference there. Would have been nice. I mean, I had 2 out of 3 at the start of stage 3. Would have been nice to have found 1 more at some point in time, but no. And now we're finally hitting 2-star versions of some of the other units. So I think my board is starting to come online here. Anyway, while we have a minion round, let's take a second and cover what Hecarim's ability actually does. I'll go ahead and read this. There's both a passive and an active version. It's called Rampage, which is this Q from League of Legends. Passive is on takedown of the current target, empower the next attack to deal physical damage if the next target's out of range, charge to them. So if he gets a kill or an assist, he will do more damage on his next attack, and he'll charge to the next target. Active ability is for the next 6 seconds, attacks also cleave adjacent enemies for physical damage. And his mana costs only 40, so it's pretty easy to have lots of uptime on that. All right, we have 3 anvils here. And by the way, I'm going to send the Rise over to Grillo. Can we finally get a sword? Yes. Now we want a cloak. Yes, there we go. Finally. My component anvils pay off. We now have the items that are considered to be Hecarim's best items. Bloodthirster, plus Sterix, and then the Quicksilver Sash for the last one. The Quicksilver Sash is mostly so he just can't get CC'd at the start of the fight. Also kind of a nice charm, got some additional econ there. And you can see I'm pushing to level 8. You might be thinking, why are you going to level 8 so quickly? Well, the reason for that is I have a duplicator. I have 5 Hecarims here. Grillo has 2 out of 3 Hecarims over on his bench. Yeah, he has sent me a 2-star Hecarim, and he has another 2 Hecarims over there. So I might not be seeing this unit, but he sure is seeing this unit. And so because of that, I don't really need to sit here and roll on 7. I'd rather go to level 8 and have much better odds to find Callista and Camille, who are the 2 units I most want. In particular, I really want to get my hands on a Camille. Well, Camille would be really good, but I was more thinking I want Callista, as I trip over my own tongue here. I want Callista so I can move Ash out of the team and replace with Callista, who's a much better unit. All right, our last augment's Prismatic. I hate having the Prismatic. I'm not really liking these options so far. And then I see this Giant and Mighty. Your team gets larger, gains 300 health, and 4% more max health. That's really good for the setup I'm running. And that's because I'm running like very much a frontliner team composition here. And additional health is going to be super, super nice because like the biggest weakness of my board, by the way, once again, using all these new item removers, there we go. So just transfer that over to Callista. But like my board deals a lot of damage, but it's not especially tanky. So anything that gives me that additional health that allows me to like survive and get off my burst damage is really, really good. Really, really nice here. I'm actually going to buy that charm because it only costs 1 gold and I'm rolling it down here. That'll make it so I don't see more charms in the shop. Also going to get another component anvil, and out of these options, I could take a tank item. I think it's better off just taking a sword here because I wouldn't mind having something like Giant Slayer on the Callista, so we'll do that. Callista doesn't need AD that badly, but it's not bad on her. And anyway, now that we have her on the board, yeah, now I have another secondary carry beyond Hecarim. Of course, Hecarim is still carrying the main damage load for this board. But yeah, he's doing a great job. And the instant I got 2-star Hecarim in, my board went from getting run over to now running over the enemy team. It's really insane how it flipped on a dime the instant that I got the 2-star Hecarim. Yeah, there's the double Hecarims on Grillo. So he just needs to find one more Hecarim for me. And then I can duplicate. I can just use my duplicator. And then I'll have 3-star Hecarim. So anyway, that's the plan there. We're going to roll down here. I also pick up additional Shens. It certainly doesn't hurt. And we're going to keep looking to roll here. I mean, okay, if I can maybe find 3-star Shen, that wouldn't be bad. But I'm really looking for more Callistas. And maybe a Camille would be super nice. I'd also like to get this Ashe off the board. But I'm not really seeing much that would be better. But then I see this. There is a Karma. So I will play the Karma over the Ashe, because Ashe was just giving me 6 Multistriker. And I do probably have to get to level 9 if I want to get 7 Multistriker. And I'm actually playing a 7 Multistriker board here. So it's my 5 Multistriker against their 7 Multistriker, which is an interesting matchup here. So is my team actually better than their team? Well, the answer is apparently yes. I've actually built the board better, even though they have 7 Multistriker and I have 5. My board's just built better, fortunately. So we're going to end up winning that. And again, it's not especially close. As I said, Multistriker is very swingy in terms of how the combat plays out. So if you, like I said, if you're kind of like over that damage threshold, you just crush the enemy team. And then if you can't top it, then you yourself get crushed. So yeah, I'm actually on a 5-match winning streak now. I lost 8 rounds in a row, and now I've gone to flip that around to winning 5 rounds in a row. It's pretty wild. Our health is still low enough that Grillo is first pick here, and he's going to run and grab this Morgana, which is going to be super nice. He's actually playing 8 Witchcraft in this game. Remember, he got the early Spatula earlier on, and he was actually going to reforge that into a frying pan because he was going to use it on additional trait. But that actually didn't end up happening. He ended up using his reforger on the wrong thing. And then he ended up making a Witchcraft emblem, and he ended up sticking with it. So he's actually got +2 to Witchcraft, and he has 8 Witchcraft in. I believe he got the Witchcraft crown for his last augment there. So he has +2 to the Witchcraft trait, and he was able to get a Morgana off Carousel. So he got a Spatula from being first pick on Carousel, and then he also, yeah, he got the Witchcraft crown for the last one. He got a Spatula for being first pick, and then he also got a Morgana for being first pick. So we typically, again, try to play the games from ahead. As you see me roll myself down to 0 and find very, very little here. That's because I'm pretty heavily contested here in this lobby. But anyway, yeah, we usually are playing from ahead in these games, but sometimes it is useful to have that carousel priority, and Grillo's doing a great job of demonstrating how valuable that can be in this game by getting the Spatula from first pick and the Morgana from first pick, and by having +2 to Witchcraft. So he's got he's got the 8 Witchcraft in, and in fact he's going to use one of those Witchcraft emblems on Briar, so that he has 8 Witchcraft Briar, which, I mean, feels pretty good. He's got the other one over there on Rise, so picking up some good units to put the Witchcraft emblems on. Really, any 4 or 5 cost unit can use them pretty well. Karma's also a good choice too, I've heard. And yeah, here's a Morgana, so I was like, ooh, I can hold that for you. Also this, a champion holding 3 completed items gains 300 health permanently. Well, I only have 1 unit holding 3 completed items, so we'll just give 300 extra HP to the Hecarim. That's going to be really, really nice. So at this point, I've decided I think I'm just going to econ back up to level 9. I rolled and rolled and rolled and didn't really find that much, but I'm confident I'm going to get a 2-star Hecarim coming over from Grillo. He actually has the send back up. He just needs to find 1 more Hecarim. He actually is also running Pandora's Bench, so he has some 3-cost units on his bench that are re-rolling each round, and I'm confident that on one of these rounds he's going to be able to get a Hecarim, and that'll make Hecarim 2-star, and then he can send it to me. And then I can duplicate the Hecarim, and I'll have Hecarim 3-star after that. So I think my board is starting to fall off, but I think it doesn't serve much of a purpose to keep rolling here. I rolled a lot and didn't really hit that much. And I think that, and also with Grillo being having Witchcraft 8, I think that he can also help me win these rounds. So I think that his Witchcraft 8 board is going to win almost every round and come over and assist me, so I won't be punished by playing a little bit greedy. By the way, I continue to get those Pyro emblems. Yeah, there we go. We're up to 23 collected for 11% additional attack speed. Not too shabby. As I said, we should be able to get up to like 15% or so by the end of the game. So I'll take that. I mean, an additional 11% attack speed on everybody is pretty nice. Hecarim does not have that much attack speed, so additional attack speed he gets from the Cinders, from the Pyro team-wide benefit is certainly very nice. This other team has the Golden Age. We're actually hoping they can get knocked out of the lobby before that hits. I'm also going to get another duplicator here right now, so that's pretty nice as well. I could technically double duplicate the Hecarim, and then if I could find one more Hecarim, Grilla would only have to send me a 1-star version, but it turns out that's not necessary. He did manage to get the 2-star version, so now we are definitely cleared to go to level 9. We've got the 3-star Hecarim. That's feeling pretty good. So what I want to do here is continue itemizing Callista. I don't really get a Callista item I want here, though, so I was like, well, who else do I need to itemize? Shen, I guess, so we can put this on Shen. And then here, I was like, okay, we'll make Giant Slayer. That's a good Callista item. And then we'll just try to get to level 9. We still have Epoch rerolls that we can use. Can probably get there around the time of the mid-stage carousel. And we'll look to find Camille there, and then we can potentially drop the Karma, put Ash back in, and play 7 Multistriker. Or if we find some other cool 5 costs, we'll play them. So some options here for sure. But now that I have 3-star Hecarim, I mean, he was winning rounds as a 2-star, so now that he's a 3-star, you can imagine he just absolutely dices his way through that board. The 5 Multistriker, the Arcana. Oh, I should also mention the Arcana selector. So I have the Tahm Kench on the board for Arcana, as I send Morgana over there to Grillo's board. The Arcana selector, of course, does different things depending on which unit you put it on. I've had games where I've been doing a reroll build and I put it on Ahri because Ahri gives AP to the team for fielding 3-star champs. I've given it to Xerath. Xerath, his bonus is he deals true damage on his ult based on how many charms you have. Tahm Kench gives your team extra health based on how many traits you have. But I have the Arcana selector on Hecarim this game. And the effect is the team gains additional damage reduction based on, they gain additional AD, attack damage, and damage reduction based on how many items they're holding. So Hecarim, because he's holding 3 items, he will get additional AD, and then he will also get some damage reduction. So it'll make him harder to kill. So this is the one I expect to use the least, is putting that Arcana selector on Hecarim, but it's really good if you're making Hecarim the featured carry. And again, he's still cutting through these teams. The good news is that was the person with the golden egg, and they lost the round, and they're down to 7 HP, so we would really like to get them out of the lobby before they have the opportunity to hatch that golden egg. Anyway, Grillo over there, you can see, has the Witchcraft emblems now on... he has 3 Witchcraft emblems now. Okay, I missed where he got the 3rd one. I think he got it out of a charm. But yeah, now he has 3 Witchcraft emblems. So he has Witchcraft Rise as a 2-star. He has Witchcraft Briar, and he has Witchcraft Tarek over there. So he's kind of just playing like randomly good units. But I mean, it's 8 Witchcraft. It's one of the chase traits. It's certainly working over there. He also did manage to find a Camille. So if we manage to cycle back around to another one of those gifts, he'll be able to send me a Camille even if I can't find one. That'll be sometime around the beginning of stage 6, though, because he did recently send me the Hecarim 2-star. So anyway, I found almost no Hecarims this game. Grillo sent me 6 Hecarims in this match. And that's his Pandora's Bench in action, doing some real work there. So, I mean, my board is strong at this point, but it can definitely get a lot stronger. And I've really benefited from having him as a partner in this game. Of course, I think I've been able to send him some useful stuff too, like sending that Morgana. But I do think he's helped my board more than I've helped him. Although I guess me lost streaking all those rounds and him getting first pick on the carousel wasn't bad either. So I guess that's also something. Okay, I'm last pick on this carousel. Finally, we've preserved enough health to be last pick. And I'm actually going to take the Morellos here, which is an interesting choice, but it's apparently one of the best items on Callista. I mean, it seems weird, but she's really good at applying the burn. And I actually do need more. I actually don't have a heal cut in my team right now, so it's pretty important to get this. Then look at this. Our gift round here, the gift round goes wild here. I can send Grillo a Radiant item or a Tactician's Crown, and I actually do have enough gold to afford this. It'll slow me down in getting to level 9, but this is still worth it. He's going to take the Radiant item here, and then he said it doesn't really matter what the Radiant item is. I'll just take something and stick it on Briar. So he'll have 8 Witchcraft Briar with a Radiant item on her, and we're like, that seems pretty good. We also have enough health here that he can start feeding Briar additional health. So what did he end up getting? He ended up getting the Radiant Ionic Spark, and he's put it on Tarek over there. So I mean, that should be pretty good. His team's almost entirely magic damage, so getting Radiant Ionic Spark should be a perfect addition to this team. He also has 2-star Morg with really good items. I decided, I was like, I'll just watch Grillo's team for this round. He has 8 Witchcraft, 2-star Morgana with a Jeweled Gauntlet, a Gunblade, and a Morellos over there. I mean, yeah, that's going to do a lot of work. I'm actually up against another board. One of the other Multistriker boards actually also hit 3-star Hecarim. And because I think they have a 2-star Callista, they actually do win that match. So my win streak comes to an end, which is a little bit sad. We were on 48 health at the end of stage 3, and then we were still on 40 health at the end of stage 5, and that was with Grillo feeding some health to Briar as well. So we basically win streaked all through stage 4 and all through stage 5. Both my board and Grillo's board. So we had a really good stage 4 and stage 5. And now look at this. He gets the same options for me, although I don't think he had the Tactician's Crown. He had the Radiant item as well. And I was like, okay, I'll take a Radiant item. I ended up getting Radiant Gnasher's Tooth, which is kind of an odd pick, but it's after casting an ability, gain 120% attack speed. I was like, okay, that sounds good on Callista. I mean, all she really wants is attack speed here. So once she casts a single time, she'll get 120% attack speed for the next 8 seconds. It's going to cause her to stack up her Rage Blade unbelievably fast. And, of course, she also gets the Multistriker procs as well. So watch Callista back there when she actually gets her ability off. Look how fast she attacks. So she just needs to get her ability off one time, and then she has, like, permanent Radiant Gnashers up time. So she is attacking insanely fast. I'd love it if I could actually 2-star her. Still just have the 1-star Callista, and I've rolled an awful lot on stage 8. But, again, she is being contested by other people in the lobby. So I'm going to win that round. I think I would have won it anyway, but Grillo comes over. The person who was going for the golden egg was not able to hatch it. We actually knocked them out before they were able to hatch the golden egg. There we go. We're up to 28 cylinders collected, 13% attack speed for the team. So it looks like we pretty much have this in hand. One more round, we'll knock out the remaining enemy team because they're on 1 HP. I'm pretty confident that Grillo will be able to knock them out with his 8 Witchcraft board with triple Witchcraft emblems, but I also can get much, much stronger here. Again, I'm going to go level 9 and roll it down. I'm looking for Camille, so Camille will let me play the 7 Multistrikers. I'd also really like to 2-star the Callista. That would be quite nice as well. So we'll see what we can find in that regard. I have 6 free rerolls, plus I have 50 gold here, so I should be able to find some of this stuff, right? There's a Briar. I'll hold that for Grillo. We can stuff Ash on the board for now. Again, I'm hoping to find something better, but there's a Xerath. I was like, okay, can also play Xerath because that increases my Arcana benefit that's going to the Hecarim. We'll also keep picking up Shens. I actually 1 Shen away from Shen 3-star here. 1 more Shen, and then I can duplicate it. So I'm just rolling it down. Can I find the Camille? Can I find 1 more Shen? It's a lot of potential options here. Okay, I find 2-star Karma and then run out of time. So that's a little bit unfortunate. I found another Callista, but not quite the last Callista I needed. So I'm on 7 Shens with the duplicator. I'm on a Xerath pair. I'm on Callista pair. I still have the Ash back here as well. So my team can definitely get a lot stronger, but looks like that's not really going to be necessary. We're definitely winning this round. The 2-star Karma does help. Like, that's definitely a nice addition to the board. So Grillo won his round, I won my round, and the game just ends on 6-1. Like I said, I probably needed another 1 or 2 rounds to cap out my board, but I was pretty happy with this. Like I said, the plan was to find Camille and play 7 Multistrikers, but I don't think it was bad to play deeper into Arcana trait either, because that gave Hecarim more, he got more attack damage from Arcana trait, and he also got the damage reduction as well. So, like, I don't think that was bad either to put the Xerath on the board, but I would have preferred Camille, certainly. Probably would have preferred the Camille. Anyway, this was a pretty fun game. As I said, things definitely worked out from us. I don't usually fall behind like that in the games, but in this game was one where we were able to take advantage of having the carousel priority, specifically Grillo, but we were able to take advantage of that. And yes, I was promoted to Diamond, so getting up there on the double up ladder, and these games continue to be fun. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, take care, folks. See you again soon.